today because Wall Street wants to start a new war against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. They are lying. They are trying to tell us that the DPRK is a threat to us in this country. That is a lie. Our enemies are on Wall Street. They're in Washington, D.C. They are not in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. We are here to say we don't want a new war against the DPRK. We need jobs. We need education. We need money for schools and health care. Not a new war against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. That's why we're here today, and we're going to hear, we got all kinds of speakers here from different organizations, the International Action Center, the Students for a Democratic Society, Red Youth, a new revolutionary group that I'm part of, and we're going to speak out against the threats of war. We want peace on the Korean Peninsula. We want money for jobs and housing and schools, not a new war against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Peace in Korea, U.S. out! Peace in Korea, U.S. out! Peace in Korea, U.S. out! Headline is about that. And we got the Red Youth thing. Okay. Well, not just that. Don't you think it's good over there? No. No harassment. Comrade, as you know, over the 60 years, decade-long sanctions and military pressure upon the North Korea DPRK have resulted in impending nuclear war between U.S. and North Korea right now. The U.S. government is sending nuclear strategic bombers, nuclear submarines, and the other nuclear attacks means in the sky and seas of South Korea to try to attack North Korea. It has made Korean Peninsula turning into a dangerous place where an all-out war may break out anytime. These U.S. military actions shows us the bellicose nature of the U.S. seeking to ignite another Korean war. The U.S. troops should be pulled out of South Korea, and any military provocation getting on the DPRK's nerves stop at once in order to prevent a war. As we well know, peace does not come of itself. We people should rise up in the action to remove the dark clouds of war hanging over the Korean Peninsula. We will stand with you, Red Youth, and IIC, and our comrades. Please stand with us, Korean. Very thanks.
Sisters and brothers, the reason we are out here today speaking to you truth to power about what's going on in the Korean Peninsula is because we are denied the right to speak on NBC, ABC, CNN. We don't have the same access that the Pentagon generals and the U.S. government have to speak to the people about what's really going on and the truth behind all the war threats and the aggression against the Korean people, both in the north and in the south. All they want is the same things that we want here. We want jobs, we want housing, we want education, we want health care. We want the same things that the people on the Korean Peninsula want. That's what we need to talk about. Why they want it and why the U.S. and the South Korean puppets and the U.S. troops who are being put in harm's way are the ships, the planes of destruction on the part of the U.S. Why on the Korean Peninsula, when everyone should be here having a right to a job and to all human needs that we are being denied right now. I have been to both the North Korea and South Korea. I was in North Korea in 2003 on a delegation that was organized by the Korean Truth Commission. And what was this commission all about? You probably have not even heard about the Korean Truth Commission, have you? Have you? You never heard of it. This was an international commission to bring out the truth about the war crimes committed by the United States during the Korean War from 1950 to 1953. And I heard firsthand testimony from the Korean people about the atrocities that they suffered during this war, where 4 million to 5 million people lost their lives, both in the North and in the South, around this war, led by General MacArthur and all of the other Pentagon generals who ordered the slaughter of Korean people. I was able to hear a woman who was in her 60s, who didn't have any arms. She had her arms cut off. So sisters and brothers, I heard firsthand the atrocities that the people experienced in South Korea at the hands of the U.S. And also I saw the footage of chemical warfare used against the Korean people. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. I was able to visit a town outside of Pyongyang, which is the capital of DPRK, where a third of the village, 33,000 people, lost their lives within just a couple of months during the war. They have a museum in honor of those who lost their lives. I was able to talk to women who had relatives who lost their lives in a fire. U.S. troops had put them in a cave, men, women, and children, and burned them alive. Burned them alive, sisters and brothers, in our name, in the name of the people of the United States. I've been to the south of Korea and visited with activists there who, sisters and brothers, believe me, all they want is reunification of their country. They don't want another war. They don't want another war. They want reunification. And the only way they can get reunification is to get the U.S. troops out of Korea, get them out, get the nuclear weapons out. There's nuclear weapons on the Korean Peninsula that were put there by the United States. This is the truth that the media doesn't want us to hear about. That's why it's important for you to get a copy of Workers' World newspaper. It's being passed out. You will read a lot of the truth that is really going on behind the lies of the United States. So sisters and brothers, again, do we want another war?
No!
Do we need another war?
No!
A report just came out from the Howard University that for the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War, you know how much money was spent on just those two wars? $6 trillion. That's $6,000 billion. What could that money be used for, sisters and brothers? To pay the fast food workers a living wage, like at Wendy and McDonald's and all of the other low-wage places where workers are their slave wages. Who can live off $7.25 an hour, sisters and brothers? Who can live off $9.20? Who can live off $9 an hour? Who can live off even $15 an hour? You really cannot do it. So if the money was spent for a jobs program here, instead of war against the Korean people, who all they want is their sovereignty, all they want is peace, all they want is for the U.S. to sign the peace treaty that should have been signed in 1953. That would have gotten all the troops out. It would have gotten all the U.S. planes and the nuclear weapons off the Korean Peninsula. This is what we want, sisters and brothers. They want peace on the Korean Peninsula, and we want peace and justice right here in New York City and around the country. So don't be taken in by the lies, sisters and brothers. Don't be taken in by the lies. They're lying to divert attention away from the real issues here at home. That's why they're doing it. Have an open mind. Learn more about the Korean War. If you learn more about what the Korean War was all about, then it will help you to understand what is going on today. The DPRK, they're not our enemies. They have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to defend themselves from any type of U.S. aggression. That's all they want. How can a small country of 20 million people to attack a country of 320 million people thousands of miles away? Think about it. Think about it. So anyway, thanks for listening. Get a copy of Workers' World, get involved, and let's move forward with what we really need in this country. Jobs, no police brutality, and human needs. Thank you.
Friends, comrades, when we look to the media and we see the jingoist rhetoric of the United States military-industrial complex, we have to see through the lies. We have to understand the history of the United States' relation with the Korean people and the history of its attempt to subjugate them, to imperialize them, to colonize them, and to make them a puppet as the South Korean government is the United States currently. We have to stand in solidarity with the people of Korea and say no to war, no to imperialism, and no, this is the same struggle that all people, oppressed people around the world are struggling against. Imperialism against the working peoples of the world. Imperialism seeks to be a parasite, to suck the fruits of the labor of the people on a global scale for the benefit of the 1%, the bourgeoisie. Capitalism is at a crisis right now. And the only way they can feed their system is more war and more aggression. We have to resist that. We have to come together as a people and fight imperialism. Stand with the North Korean people.
Thank you coming down here for Korean Matter. Korea far away here to Americans. It almost no impact of what Korea happening. It's a backyard. But I'm from Korea. I'm Korean American. I came this country in '76. I love this country. However, I know all my family except me are living there in South Korea. So North Korea is not alone to me. South Korea, North Korea, to me, no difference, same. Now, somebody came here, shout ridiculous things. I forgive them. I bound by US, I forgot the plane name. I have a big scar here, 1950 July. I almost died, but I was cured in a North Korean evacuation hospital at the time. I never blame American airmen who try to kill me. I never. I was educated not to blame American. That's okay. Now I'm living in this country. I understand why it happened, how I interpret my accident, how that happened 1950 to my family, my country. All we want to stop this tragedy anymore. We want peace now. 1953, 60 years, still no peace. What's wrong? Who's wrong? Please, Obama, sign peace treaty. You know why peace treaty is so important? I'm reading South Korean newspaper, North Korean newspaper, American newspaper every day, like you do. If we make a peace with North Korea, American space industry cannot make joint venture with a North Korean space company. We can generate tens of thousands of new jobs here. North Korean space price very, very low. America and North Korea can make a joint venture. Not only that, GM or Ford can make a joint venture with a North Korean Seungni automobile company. Very small, their price so low, their technicians very well educated. That's not alone. Let's say what else? Excavation company, North Korean well-known digging underground. They are #1 in the world. Now Caterpillar can make a joint venture with a North Korean excavation company. Not bullshit. They can make billions of dollars. American people, we can send thousands of American people and North Korean people can joint venture. We have a hope. Please, not only that, I watch North Korean technology every day. They have a beautiful high technology. Information. We need more information. Information blocked. We have to read North Korea. Rodman, the sportsman, went there. We have to send more people there. New York Philharmonic went there 2008, February. We supposed to invite North Korean musicians. Never happened. We have to invite North Korean musicians. We have to listen to North Korean music. We have to visit Pyongyang. We can have a joint venture. We can build railroad together. You know what? North Korea has a 6 billion barrels oil deposit. We blocked the information. They have a huge. America shouldn't lose opportunity to Volvo company or Toyota company. Toyota will be there soon. Volvo will be there soon. American Caterpillar company make a joint venture with a North Korean excavation company. You know what? South Korea has a beautiful steel company, Pohang Steel Company. They make a high quality steel. North Korea, quality good. You know, South Korea import all material from Australia. North Korea has 1,000 years deposit there. Price is so low. You know, this America, capitalistic country, why we lose making money opportunity? Why we lose job creation? We need a job. We make a peace with North Korea. We can make a job a lot. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
No war.
No war.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you very much.
I'm asking you to do one thing, very important. Don't have amnesia. Don't have amnesia. We know that when the Pentagon and Wall Street and the 1% want to go to war against some country, against some people, as they're plotting to do against the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, with 30,000 troops there for 60 years, and more bombs and more missiles going there. They always tell us, oh, somebody's a danger, somebody's a threat, somebody's got weapons of mass destruction. Remember that? Somebody's a madman. They whip us up for days and weeks and months, and then they go to war, and we find out it was all a lie. Sisters, that the people of the world are mad at is being dominated by Wall Street and the 1%, just like the 99% in this country are rising up finally against domination. The Pentagon and Wall Street does not go to war in Korea or any other place to save people or to make some place safe. It has nothing to do with peace. They go to war because they want to steal something.
Yeah.
They want war to steal oil, or to steal cheap labor, or to dominate parts of the world, the whole world if they can do it. economically and militarily. And guess what they got their eyes on? Asia. They got their eyes on Asia. For the last 10 years, it's been the Middle East. They're switching to Asia. This is what this new war drive against Korea is all about. And don't forget it, because you are going to be needed to protest, sit down, occupy, and raise hell so that there's no new war against Korea. Last thing I want to say to you too, I know many of you were inspired by the Occupy Wall Street movement. I recognize some of you were there. We need to do the same thing again, not only about this war, but about the war against poverty, the war for jobs, the war to stop cutbacks, the war to stop and frisk, the war to stop racism. And it's good to agree to talk out here at a meeting, but you got to take the next step. You got to take the next step, and you got to get involved. And I'm going to tell you, there's a good group out here. It's only a few months old. It's called Red Youth. I love that name. I love that name, Red Youth, because it's not a weak name. It's a strong name. Red is a strong color. When you think of red, you not only think of change, social and economic justice, you think of revolution. You think of really fighting. You think of a new world where the people are on top finally, poor and working people, the 99%, and the rich are on the bottom, or maybe even better, in jail. And so, for those of you who are not working with a group, check out Red Youth. They are what's happening. Long live the struggle against war. Long live the struggle for socialism. Long live the struggle for everybody's right to a job, health care, decent wages, and a future for their family and children. Thank you.
You might wonder, what does this flag have to do with that? We got the DPRK flag over here, but what does this flag have to do with it? One of the big reasons the U.S. imperialists hate the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is because there are no billionaires in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The banks, the factories, and the industries are owned by the people. It's a socialist country. That's why they hate it. That's why they hate the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. During the food crisis that we hear so much about, not a single person was ever homeless. In the DP Panthers were being murdered by the FBI. Fred Hampton in his bed was being gunned down. Well, in the DPRK, they welcomed a delegation from the Black Panther Party and said, we love the Black Panthers. They're fighting for national liberation. They love the Black Panther Party while this government murdered the Black Panthers. So we took inspiration from Kim Il-sung, from Marx, from Lenin, from all the people struggling against imperialism. Basic things. People have the right to a job. They have the right to education. But this system spends money on war, on murder, on killing. And that's why in Red Youth, a new group that's been formed, we're talking about a world beyond capitalism. A world where bankers don't have the power. That's what we're talking about.
I saw the new movie, Olympus Has Fallen. And it was the worst movie I have ever seen. Literally, the worst movie. Not only in propaganda, but in plot. Out of nowhere, they have one Korean plane come over and shoot people and take over the White House. Ironic, right? Because it seems like we're doing that over there. We go over there, we send our drones, we send our people over there to fight North Korea. And they do that because they want to scare us. They want to scare everybody to hate North Korea. Oh, they're going to come and nuclear bomb us. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We're going up there, we're starting problems. Tell me, what country have North Korea invaded? They haven't invaded any. They're in solidarity with those in socialist countries around us. They ask for our help to defend them. People keep going around saying, who cares about communism? Communism is bad. Communism killed all these people. Well, obviously, they don't know history because they don't know how many people the U.S. has killed. U.S. imperialism kills. Every day we go over there, there are kids dying, being shot, families are torn apart. And even in the Korean War years ago, that's what we did. We killed families. We tore people apart. The U.S. tore North and South Korea apart to the point that there's a 38th parallel. People keep using, oh, they kill all these people and, you know, they're starving. What about here? We kill people all the time. NYPD kills people every day. We have homeless people every day, starving and dying. Now people can't even be homeless in the street. It's illegal to be homeless. And people want to know capitalism is better than communism? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any proof that capitalism is better than communism. Every day, the U.S. is out not only murdering people in other countries, but killing people in their own country. And this film is just meant for everyone to be blinded by the truth. No, North Korea isn't going to come over here in one single plane and take over the White House. Doesn't make any sense. It's just lies and propaganda that they want us to believe and feed. And I ask you right now, let's march over to that theater and tell them what we have to say.
March to the theater! Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Olympus has fallen!
Olympus has fallen!
Lying war propaganda!